Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about collaboration and how we can make it easy for your students. There is a link and I would love for you to join the link. So feel free to pause the video, grab the link in the chat, whatever you need to do, and you're going to join our collaborative activity. Because again, collaboration is going to be made easy. So there is a link for you to join today's session. While you're joining today's session, my name is Stephanie, and I am a teaching and learning coordinator here at CAMI. I am also have been an educator for 11 years. And I just remember when I was working with a group of second graders, I love to tell this story. When I was working with a group of second graders, collaboration was not easy. And so I always go back to that pain point of being with these second graders. And we were like, okay, we're going to work in a collaborative document. And I was so excited, right? However, whenever you have a collaborative document shared with students, doesn't always go easy. And so I learned that the hard way. I was, again, very, very excited to have this activity with my students where they could come in, do different collaborative activities. I love Google Slides. And so we were all on this document. And what happened is my students deleted a slide. Slide number 3, to be exact. And on slide number 3, when my students deleted that slide, we were no longer having a nice, calm day. There was a lot of roadblocks thrown in our way. And the students, again, they just started to kind of freak out. And they were like, my slide's gone. No, this person's working on my slide. And again, it was just a hot mess of a day that I always go back to. Collaboration wasn't always easy. And so hopefully today we have learned from my second grade story on how we can make collaboration a lot easier by providing directions that are clear to our students. We're also going to be using CAMI today. And you might notice that if you are on this collaborative doc, we've got people joining. And so up here, I can click and I'm able to see all of my collaborators on the document live. So that can be really helpful to kind of just note who is on the document, which students haven't joined just yet. So I can see here, student Olivia's online, student Stephanie's online. And if a student leaves the document, I'm able to see that they have left a moment ago. Okay, so again, there's just some quick tips that we're going to review. We're also going to go into collaboration and how we can make this even easier and actually enjoyable in your classroom. So you're going to walk away with a lot of different strategies and templates for today's session. If you need anything, my contact information is down here. I'm actually going to go ahead and make this just a little bit smaller. And you can book a time with me. You can also email me. So again, if there's anything that I can do to support you, let me know. Or if you need help with a collaborative activity, let me know. I would love to support you in your journey of collaboration. So we're going to explore why collaboration. And I would love for you to come in here and use the little sticker emoji as I'm talking and vote for your favorite way to collaborate. Okay, so are you like, oh, I just love the creativity. I love the motivation. It motivates me. What is it that your why to collaboration? There's actually 6 different reasons why collaboration works. And so when it comes to collaboration, we are able to have our students collaborate with each other. And it can help with problem solving. Students can have an idea and they can jump from idea to idea, sharing with other students and again, kind of leveling up their ideas, and they're working together to problem solve. Another way is creativity. Again, those yes and moments when I'm like, yes, and we could do that. Yes, I love that idea. Plus, right, I'm getting creative. I'm brainstorming with another human being. That's my favorite reason for collaborating. I love being creative. Motivation is another one. When it comes to motivation, we sometimes need somebody to keep us accountable. And so if we're collaborating together in a group, we might need that person to really help us stay motivated, stay focused on what we need to do. There's also networking, right? We get to know another person. And I love collaborating on different projects because my type of personality is I'm very type A. I love to be doing something. I'm not good at relaxing. And so I'm not one that's like, yeah, let's go to dinner and hang out or let's go watch a movie. Like, I'm not that type of friend. I'm more of the like, let's collaborate friend. Let's get something checked off of our to-do list, like type of friend. So again, there's networking opportunities. We get to know somebody at a different level. We also get to share resources, create resources, and really, again, kind of brainstorm on a shared product that we're going to create. And then we are even more efficient. When we work together and we delegate, we are efficient on our different projects, and we're able to, again, support each other in those adventures. So again, I would love for you to go to Add Media, grab a sticker. You can pick whatever sticker you want, and you're just going to add, what is it, right? So maybe it's motivation. Maybe your reason is networking, right? So again, you're going to grab that sticker, add which one resonates with you. Okay, so again, I want you to be an active learner today. Go ahead and grab that sticker and add which one kind of resonates with you when it comes to that collaboration. Now I want you to just pause. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to just kind of think about roadblocks. I shared my second grade story with you, and then all of those roadblocks. So for example, one of the roadblocks when it came to collaborations was, my students had their work deleted, right? Another barrier I had was the directions, right? The directions got deleted. So again, I want you to just take a moment, think about all the roadblocks when it comes to collaborating in your classroom. We're going to have about 2 minutes. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, there are a lot of things. And again, if you need some more time, feel free to pause the video and keep adding on to our roadblocks. But yeah, there's conflicts with personality. Some students just don't get along with each other. They get in fights at recess, and then they come into our classrooms and there's just that conflict. Lack of engagement. Yeah, students just not even participating or interacting. Love that. Same thing here. If you see something that you're like, yes, this happens in my classroom too, or it happens when I'm coaching teachers, grab an emoji or a sticker. So Add Media, grab a sticker and kind of say like, oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so again, keep adding to this. Use the stickers to upvote something that you're like, oh my gosh, feedback. Yeah, our students don't know how to give great feedback to one another. Attendance, that can be a huge struggle as well, where your students are supposed to be there one day. You do a week-long project, and then you have a student that's absent for 2 days. And again, it can just make things very, very difficult when you're just trying to get this project up and running and done. So again, keep on adding on to our roadblocks. Would love to kind of, again, just kind of collaborate with you and see what issues can we solve hopefully today. Again, here's the link if you haven't dived in just yet. We would love for you to, again, pause the video, dive in. This is going to be available after today's session. So again, if you need any resources, all of those links are going to be added right here. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to just come in here and we are going to finish the picture. My topic is going to be group work, okay? So I want you to come in, you're going to use the drawing tool, pick any image. And again, our topic, I'm just going to write right here, group work. And I want you to think about how can I finish these images to reflect group work. So again, you're just going to choose one. There's multiple pages, so you don't have to fight off of each other. If there's one that you're like, I really see a way that I can do group work, think about how you can use these images, finish the image to explain group work. There we go. And we will then come back in just a few moments. All right, time is up. If you need more time, no worries at all. Now what I want you to do is I want you to use the text box or the comment feature. You can either use voice, video, comments, and you're going to click and you're going to explain what you drew. So I drew this one right here. It's a speech bubble. And so you need to communicate when working in a group. Okay, so again, I want you to finish the image. We're talking about group work. Then what you're going to do is you're going to write what you drew, so that way we can kind of understand. Like, I'm really curious about this one right here. So again, you're going to grab the comment tool, click in that box, and then you can use voice, text, or even audio to record your response. So feel free to, again, pause the video. Oh, working on a task together. Awesome. Okay, so again, you're going to go ahead and just add your ideas. You can kind of, again, respond. Love this to somebody if you want to. And then again, add what you drew and why you kind of drew it. Then we're going to start off with some strategies. Okay, so now we're going to dive deep into these strategies and how you can use different templates and ideas to really make sure group work goes smoothly in your classroom. This first category is called the jigsaw method. Jigsaw is where you have different students and they're learning different things in their groups. And so you might have one group of students that is learning about Saturn, another group that's learning about Mars. Okay, so you take all of these different students, you kind of have an expert on each of the different topics, and then they come together. So when it comes to using the jigsaw method in your classroom, one thing that you might do is this template right here, where you've got your groups, then students take notes. Okay, so again, you're going to have an expert in the group. That student can come in here. They write their notes about Mars. They write their topic, 3 things that they learned that they want to share, and then they can illustrate. And then what they do is they share that information with their group, and their group can add notes. They can then add one question they have, the most interesting thing they learned, 2 things they've learned. So again, this could be a great template. I'm going to add the slides right here if you're interested in this template. So all of those resources are going to be available to you as you're going through these different activities. So again, you have like an expert, they come up with a topic, or you give them a topic, 3 things that they've learned from the research that they've done. Then they illustrate a diagram to help them teach it to somebody else. And then your students down here on slide 5, this is where they take notes. So then they come in, they take notes on the topic, 2 things they learned, the most important thing they learned, and 1 question they have. So again, great template for you to use when you're doing jigsaw groups. One thing that I do love to use is Kami. And the reason I love to use Kami is because right here we've got a student account. And this student is coming over and they are wanting to delete this artwork right here. You'll notice if you click over, you can't delete. You can only see the initials. And if you hover over those initials, you'll know who said what. And so right here, when I'm doing a jigsaw, my students can add, but they can't delete each other's work or notes. That again can be really, really helpful. Another thing is sometimes you would have students that might not work. I think we had like lack of engagement. You only have one student doing all the work. So up here to remove that barrier, you click on your collaborators and you can turn everybody off, but for that student. So let's go in and let's search student Olivia. And I can say, oh, student Olivia did participate with her group today. However, this student over here didn't. And so I can have those conversations with my students of, hey, you did a lot of the work today. You need to, delegate. Your other students need to do their job roles. And I'm able to kind of see which students have collaborated and which ones have not. So I love to open up this Google slide right into Kami, share that link or share it in my learning management system with my students. This next template is from Amanda Sandoval, who is an amazing educator in California. So I'm going to go ahead and use the comment tool again, and I'm just going to plop this link right here for you. And on this template, what you will do is you've got slides again. Again, I love to open this up right into Kami. And so when I open this up into Kami, my students have multiple ways to respond to these prompts. You'll notice that sometimes with group work, when you give all the directions at one time, your students get lost. So here, Amanda has shown how to break it down into 5 different steps. So break it down into steps, use timers, set off music when you need your students' attention. Think about all of those different procedures. This was with 2nd grade, and what the students did is they looked below to see which group they were in. So sometimes I would have my students come to add media, use the camera tool, take a picture, and then I would have them all group under which category they had. Other times I would pre-create this for them. Then there's an essential question. Based on the season, based on the book Skytree, they've got to describe that season. Students can come in and they can use the comment tool and they can either record, videotape. They're going to answer this question and they're going to put their answer in their box. So here's my answer, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Then they're going to watch another season. So then I pick someone from fall, I watch their video. Watch someone from winter, I watch their video. Watch someone from spring, and I watch their video. After I do that, then I summarize. What did I learn from each of those different videos? And I write in here using the text box or even the comment box, and I can videotape, voice record, or even text comment the summary of what I learned from each of those different seasons. Then students are going to write about their favorite season and explain why. Hopefully they can use some of that text evidence from the videos or from that book. So again, what a great way to break up this project into smaller steps. Those steps, those clear directions, students can't delete the directions once they're in Kami. So that can, again, be really helpful when you are trying to work in a collaborative activity with your own students. There is a diamond discussion. So this is a diamond discussion. You'll notice that you have names off to the side. What happens with a diamond discussion is your students are going to think first. It's a think, pair, share. And so they think first about the question. So is a hot dog a sandwich? They think about that question, and what they do is they grab their box. You can have them type. You could also have them leave voice or video comments in their box. So I'm going to go right here. Yes, a hot dog is a sandwich. And then your students can explain why. Again, you would add content, whatever your topic is, in here. After students review or leave their own comment, they then listen to other people's comments in the group. After they listen, they then come together as a group and they come up with a group decision. What did we decide as a group? What is our final answer as a group? And they will type final answer right here. You could do this with, prove it. Does 2 plus 2 equal 4? Students, again, think first, they come together, and then they solve it together. They look at each other's responses. So again, it's kind of that think, they pair up, and then they come up with that share for their final answer. You can share all of their answers as a group as well. There's also game-based learning. Game-based learning can be a great way to engage your students throughout the content. So again, if you're looking for some ways to engage your students, try out game-based learning. This one is vocabulary. And what students do is they work together as a group. And what students do is they will have a word. So they have a vocabulary word, analyze. They have to find a photo. So there's multiple ways that you can do this. You can have your students find a photo off of Google. Okay, maybe you have them find a photo off Google. Maybe you have a photo scavenger hunt. Those are my favorite. Maybe you have a pile of junk. So maybe your room doesn't have a whole lot. You have a pile of junk. Your students go to that junk. They come over. They go to add media. They take a picture. So the word is analyzed. Here's what I found from the pile of junk, a little paper with a notepad, what? And they're analyzing, right? So then I'm going to come in, take a picture. Oh, that's a bad picture. And add it onto the screen. Students then have to explain why does that image that they took, why does that photo, why does that paper, whatever it is, why does that show analyze? So again, students are kind of thinking through, they're working together. You can grab the slide deck and just change the vocabulary words and then send it over to Cami so your students can add those photos and they're able to add in the explanation. The next one is race to the top, where students are going to collaborate again, answering questions. You're going to share questions with your students, and once they have those questions, your students are going to try to race to the top. Students answer questions, they get it right. They come over and they grab the shapes tool. You might want students to pick different colors or different shapes, and if they get the question right, they roll a dice, and once they roll a dice, their goal is to get to the top. So I roll the dice. Let's say I roll a 3. I can go up for team 1 to 3 points. Team 2 goes. They rolled maybe 2. They can go 1, and they can use the select tool and delete this team's dot. The goal is to get to the top. So being the first team to get to the top is our winner. So again, a great way for students to collaborate. We usually have whiteboards. They're writing down their ideas, and then they're racing to the top to get all of those points completed. Another fun one is a landmine, where you have a coordinate grid. And on that coordinate grid, your students are going to answer questions just like they did in Race to the Top. When they answer a question, they're going to go up to the board, use the shapes tool again, grab that circle, grab a color, and place a dot on that coordinate. Once they place that dot, they are then going to go back to their seat, keep working with their group, or if it's individual, and they are going to keep answering questions. Again, come back up, grab the shapes tool, maybe change the color, and add a dot onto the coordinate grid. Once the game is over, either the timer went off or they are out of questions, you are going to ask another teacher, or you might roll a dice, or you might spin a wheel, and you're going to have 2 different coordinates. So let's say for today's game, we have -2, 2. This is the person that just won some candy. So landmine can be a great way for your students to collaborate in a game-based learning activity, for them to really learn all of the content and be able to work together with some peers. There's now think, pair, share. So now we're going into the next area of think, pair, share. You're going to give your students a question. Again, these are just more ways for your students to kind of have a organized way to think about their ideas and giving them those wait times, which I'm really bad at. So when it comes to think, pair, share, you're going to have your students think about their question. They're going to then write down their ideas, maybe using a text box or drawing out their ideas. They're going to then talk with their partner, listen to their partner's answer. Then they're going to listen to ideas from the whole class, and then they might change their final answer. So they're going to review what they first thought and did their answer change based on the evidence, based on the classroom discussion, based on what their partner said. Did their response change or did it stay the same? So again, it's a great activity for your students to kind of dive in to this activity where they're able to listen to each other and really listen to what is being shared from other partners in my class and how can I improve my answer, right? So maybe they get some different ideas. The next one is I think, we think. This is a great way for my students to do a think, pair, share. First, they write down what they think. Then they come over and they write down what we think. So I think ... We as a group together think this. So again, students are sharing their response. Then they're listening to their group of 3 to 4 students and they're adding what they all think about that topic or that question. The last one for collaborative activities is the stick it together. Students are going to come in and they are going to think first. So this is very similar to the discussion diamond. It's just a different look of it. So again, these can look multiple different ways. The one reason I love this template is there's a checklist. So students actually have a checklist on here to make sure that they answered each part. They write, say, videotape their ideas here. Then they work together as a group to problem solve it together. So again, here's the template. They're all on the side for you to use and adapt for your classroom. If you have any questions, please reach out. I would love to support you in any way that I can. And there are so many other ways that you can collaborate with your students. And so again, if you need any ideas, would love to just brainstorm with you and help you kind of think through what is it, that I want my students to do? What am I struggling with? Again, would love to just support you in your journey when you're just trying to add this piece into your classroom. There is a feedback form that I would love to get your feedback. So right here is the link. You'll click it. You're going to type your email, your name, the session today. I believe it is called Cami for Collaboration. My name was Stephanie. And there are 4 questions, and I would love to your feedback so I know how I can improve. If there are any questions, again, reach out. My information is right here. I will also add the recording right here so you have it available to you after today in case you need to go back, rewatch certain parts of the session today. Have a great day, and thank you so much for learning with me.